Hello, this is Gary at Jack Raver Bushcraft. Thank you for watching our video. This week I'm going to light a fire. I've done videos in the past around fire lighting, so I've looked at different ignition methods, I've looked at different tinders, I've looked at different fire lays and so on. However, kind of this morning it sort of dawned on me that I haven't lit a fire for a couple of months or so, and I am a great believer in that you can never light too many fires. So every time you light a fire, things are going to be different. So it might be that the weather's different, the location's different, the time of year is different, the time of day is different. So all of these things, all of these variables kind of come into play. So I don't have any sort of fixed method in mind at the moment, so I don't know what tinder I'm going to use and so on. I'm just going to wander out into the woods, see what I can find, and yeah, light a fire with it. Within a couple of minutes I've come across this stand of birch behind me. Birch is always going to be a good place to start when it comes to gathering resources, materials for your fire lighting. So I got all of these matchstick thin twigs that have fallen down from the birch around me. This is going to be ideal as my first stage of kindling. And because it's been dry for the last few days, I'm going to be able to save myself a little time and pick things up directly off the floor. Of course, birch also give us bark that we can use as a tinder. Now, I've had a little bit of a scout around in this stand of birch, and I haven't found any that are particularly peeling, that are going to give up their bark easily. But there's this one right here, so it's a dead one, it's fallen over, and I've got some of these bits. So this potential source of tinder for my fire lighting, I can just scrape this up into powder, take a fire steel to it. Nice patch of bracken here, so all died off. This feels really dry. My experience with bracken, if it isn't on the ground, so much the better. So even when it might appear dry, if it's on the floor, I've found that it's a little bit more difficult to get to light than the stuff that is upright. So I'm going to collect up a bunch of this while I'm here. So it's taken me about, I don't know, a minute maybe to get a decent sized bunch of the bracken together here. So I've come across this somewhat precariously balanced ash branch that has fallen down. We've got lots of King Alfred's cakes growing on it. Now, when I'm out collecting King Alfred's cakes, actually this is my preference. So things that aren't on the ground, and actually collecting them from the underside of a branch limb, they tend to be a little bit drier, which means that it's more likely that you're going to be able to use them there and then. So in fairly short order, I've managed to find myself my first stage of kindling for some birch twigs. Found some birch bark, I found a King Alfred's cake, I found some bracken. So what I need to do now, take those things back to my camp and get ready to light my fire. I've gathered my materials. I've divided up all my firewood into sizes according to diameter. And got that all laid out ready to go. I've cleared the ground back of leaf litter. I put my raft on the floor, built a V on top of it in line with the wind direction. So here I have two bundles of birch twigs. Here I have my V-lay with the bracken on top. Here I have my pencil thin sticks, and then here I have my other fuel, so going up in size. So there's kind of thumb thickness, size of maybe a 50p, £2 coin, but gradually getting bigger. So that's the preparation side taken care of. I've opted against using the birch bark that I found a little earlier. It had been dead a little bit too long, I suspect, and basically it just kind of crumbled away. So what I'm going to use instead is the King Alfred's cake that I found and the bracken as a tinder bundle. So I'm hoping to ignite the King Alfred's cake with a fire steel. So let's give that a go. Let's have a little check. So that is burning quite nicely in there. So I'm not going to use all of it, I'm going to keep the other bit for another time. But this I'm now going to pop into the bracken. There's a little smoke starting to build in there. I'm not sure you can see from your angle on the camera, the smoke is virtually going straight up. There's not a lot of wind. Sometimes a little bit of wind can be really useful. Now would be one of those times, but unfortunately it is now decided to be very still indeed. Sometimes with these things, patience is the name of the game. And as I say, I suspect a nice gust of wind right now would actually save me a lot of work on this tinder bundle. A little readjustment there on my cake. The cake is burning away nicely in there, and actually earlier where I said that I'm going to put the other bit in my pocket for another occasion, I think I am actually going to add it in here, or at least part of it, at this juncture. So now the volume of smoke is building up, so this is a good sign. It's encouraging. So I'm just going to keep going for a little bit longer on this. So I'm now going to take this, place it into my V, like so, and I'm going to get my bundles of matchstick thin birch twigs, and I'm just going to sit those on top, like so. I'm just holding them in position a little bit. I'm kind of hoping that you can still see me. There's a big waft of smoke just came out of that fire. There we go. Wind's slightly shifted direction. There. So now my birch twigs are on fire, and I think that you might want to lost me again in the smoke. I'm going to take some of these pencil sized sticks, put those straight on top of my fire, like so. And yep, wind direction has changed again, 180 degrees there. And now it seems to be going more or less straight back up again. So once those pencil sized sticks are burning, what I can do is add on my thumb sized sticks and then work my way up through these different stages of firewood and another wind direction change. As I said at the very beginning, I've done videos in the past demonstrating a lot of these elements of fire lighting. I will put links in at the appropriate places so that if you want to go and look at any of those other videos, then you'll be able to. So for instance, if you're not too sure on the tinder bundle aspect, take a look at the video on tinder bundles. If you're not too sure on the fire steel aspect, take a look at the video on how to use a fire steel, and so on. I hope that's something that you found useful, something that you can take with you on your own bushcraft adventures. I will endeavour to get some more content out next week. Make sure you don't miss out on that. You can subscribe either to our blog or our YouTube channel, either of which are Jack Raven Bushcraft. In the meantime, take care.